Good afternoon, friends. I'm Elizabeth Beelman, and welcome back to Unearthing Shadows Light. Wondering if anyone else is feeling, excuse me as I fix this camera, if anyone else is feeling the effects of the solar storms. Some effects can be high blood pressure, depleted energy, irritation, not sleeping, feeling exhausted, and when the solar flares hit Earth, it can it's caused over the past couple days, it's caused radio blackouts, and it also affects the Schumann resonance, which is Earth's frequency. So I believe today's frequency where we're at right now is like 7.52, and people don't really give much thought, in their mundane lives, walking around and not realizing how much we're affected by the planets and the solar storms, and how eclipses can affect us. There's a lot to be had there. And I have noticed over the past couple of days, that's why I started to really look into it, that people, something shifted very, very, very fast, and a lot of people are in the people who refuse to do their work are really having a hard time at the moment. They're really having a hard time grasping why things are the way that they are, and they're putting their own wounds and guilt and shame onto others. So if you or someone in your life is dealing with something like that, like I'm explaining, and their energy is just off and it's depleting, controlling in a sense, because when you feel out of control, you want to control things, even if it's the simplest thing of knowing where someone is, or what they're doing in that moment. And if you're putting your energy outside of yourself, that focus goes there and not inward. So if somebody else is not doing the deep shadow work, and the deep shadow work is those cringe moments, those bad memories, those things that come in and you immediately want to throw them out, that's where your work lies. Bad situations that's happened to us in the past, instead of saying, oh, boo, why me? Like, fuck life, fuck this, and all of that. Start really asking, why me? What did this teach me? And then if you can get to that point and get to a point of thinking it, the world is your oyster, because it has no control over you. So if you find that people, places, and things, and family members, friends, loved ones, you're either butting heads or the energy is off, definitely it has something to do with the solar flares that are going on. I had to look it up. I was like, holy crap, what is the deal? Because it's like people who are normally easygoing and have turned like shut in a sense, and also people who have weakened immune systems in general are absolutely exhausted. Even without a weakened immune system, we're just dealing with a lot of galactic energy that's coming in. I said in my first video that I was going to touch upon aliens, and we're not fully there yet. I'm kind of gauging the energy of the collective in general. But if you for 1 second think, and okay, this is my truth, but if you for 1 second think that we are the only beings in this universe, then I think that's really naive. And that's kind of a judgment on my end. There are so many galaxies out there, and so many planets and stars and black holes and all of it, to think that there isn't something more. And to be quite honest with you, I feel like they're already here. There's a multitude of races of aliens. Our oceans, we know more about our oceans than we, more about space than we do our oceans, excuse me. So I find that interesting and wonder, like, I think of, like, an octopus and how, you know, they're very alien-esque, or squids, or, I mean, they can change colors at the drop of a hat. It's just a lot. It's a lot to take in and a lot to think of. But I digress, because I'm just running my mouth. I'm going to blame it on the solar flare. I'm kind of, me personally, I'm caught in this, I don't really know where I'm going next, but I'm present. And I guess that's an okay way to be, to not know and be okay with not knowing. I've had some awesome experiences with animals. Recently, I was in Vermont, and I was about 10 feet from this bird who is almost as tall as me, and I'm 5 feet, like I'm short, and this bird had to have been like 3.5, 4 feet tall, and it was all black, but it had little, I don't know if they were like orangey feathers throughout its like breast, and it just stood there by the train tracks in like this very, very rural area, and like it just stood there on a telephone pole and just stared at us and turned its head, and it was really majestic. I had no idea what bird it was, so I'm over here thinking it's some sort of mutated crow, because that's kind of what it looked like. It was ginormous, though. The wingspan in general, it was like 10 feet. It was really insane. And after I had left the next day after that encounter, and my friend messaged me afterward, and she was like, do you want to know what that bird was? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And apparently it was a baby bald eagle, which I didn't know that when they're younger, they don't have the white head. They just have, it's all black. They kind of look like, I had to look it up. It was very, very, very awesome. And so that was really awesome. And eagle is a lot like hawk in the sense where you're seeing things from an elevated point of view. But whereas this was not a mature bald eagle, I'm assuming that that was a sign for me that I'm in the baby stages. And it's okay to be in baby stages. The next animal that I saw was yesterday. I went to the beach to get some ocean water with a friend of mine, and we just see these seals, like, just swimming in the water really close to the shore. So we were looking for a dorsal fin or a tail of some sort. I don't know if there were whales or if there were sharks, but they were swimming awfully close to the shore. And I haven't looked up what seal is yet, but I am being told, with all the animals that I have been encountering lately, to continue to work with the Secret Language of Animal Oracle cards by Chip Richards. And so today, that's where I'm going to be pulling from. Okay, I asked for the collective reading. Oh, alright, we're popping right out. Okay, so the first two that popped out is dolphin, which is joy, light, flow, and compassion. So I feel like this is reminding me and everybody else to find the joy in everything. To keep it light and airy. And as I say light and airy, I glance at the next card, and it is air. And that's the thought, alignment, breath, and intention. So finding the joy and not keeping it heavy, and aligning with the thoughts. It's that breathing part is huge. I ask all of you that if your tempers are high or your fuses are short, that you breathe 10 really good deep breaths and hold for 4 seconds. So it's like in through the nose, 1, 2, 3, 4, out through the mouth. Do that about 10 times and you will find that your energy shifts before you lash. I have found that my annoyance is at a higher rate than usual. That was a lot of cards that fell out, so I'm gonna go for just a few more. Okay, here we go. Dugong, which are they like manatees? Trust, grace, mystery, and humor. Again, finding that humor in things. Sea turtle, beginning, self-reliance, and journey home. So I feel like we're being asked to take some deep breaths, take a pause, notice everything that's around you in love and light, trusting the process, keeping your grace about you, finding the joy in the little things, and understanding the beginning. Where, like I said, I just said we were in baby stage, from the eagle. For me, anyway, but I'm assuming we're all mirrors for one another, so whatever I'm coming up against, y'all are coming up against the same thing, maybe just in different forms. And that's another thing and another reminder to continue to be kind and considerate and caring for others, because we are all each other walking ourselves home. We're not getting out of here alive, and there's never been something so sure and true. No one lives forever in this body anyway, not in this life. Your consciousness goes on forever, but in this life, in this body, being a light being in this human experience, it can be quite trying sometimes. Okay. Earth. Physical body, grounding, nature, and to cultivate, nurture, and to cultivate. Wow, okay, so I'm over here like, oh, physical body, like, here we are. Yeah, that's just the validation for that. Continue to be kind to yourself and to others. Try your best to be as understanding as possible. Putting yourself in others' shoes to try and understand and not taking things personally. Gratitude is what I just got. Gratitude. Staying in grace and gratitude and understanding. Being grateful for even the shittiest things that are coming in, because that's all we can do. They're just here to show us what we need to work on. So be in gratitude. I like to open my eyes in the morning and name 10 things I'm grateful for, whether it be the breath in my lungs, the roof over my head, the clothes I'm wearing, my daughters, my husband, really good food, good friends. There are a multitude of things to be grateful for, and if you're finding yourself in a really hard mental state, that is the fastest way to literally shift your perception. And you can do it in an instant. It's an instantaneous movement of self to take a moment take those deep breaths, be in gratitude, and shift out of that shitty vibration. Because again, as a reminder, as a human, we're a radio, right? So, and that brings me full circle to the solar flares, which I'll touch back upon in a moment. But if we're a radio and we emit frequencies, the universe is just meeting us where we're at. So again, if you're having a shit day, you're emitting those frequencies out, and more shitty things are going to come and meet you where you're at, because that's what you're putting out there. So I say this to go back to the sun solar flares. So if that's causing radio blackouts here in Earth, and even if it's just for a millisecond, but it's a disruption, what do you think it does to us? I mean, you can look it up. There are some websites that I was on earlier, and that was like, I'm over here looking for my phone and I'm recording on it. Yeah, see, energies are really scattered at the moment. But I was looking it up, and the amount of solar flares and electromagnetic storms that have been going on is, especially throughout this year, is a lot. So there's definitely something going on. So I urge you, eyes to the sky, minds open, and stay in gratitude and joy. The joy can be a little bit harder sometimes if you're really going through the thick of it. And if that's something that's happening to you right now, they're showing me the Wheel of Fortune in the tarot deck. So what that is, if you're having a shit time, chances are the wheel's gonna turn at some point and you'll be back up on your game. We're just going through motions. So as these shitty things are coming in and mirroring to you, instead of trying to push them away and, scream, fuck you, and whatever, try and think it. I've been getting a lot of what I say are cringe moments lately, and I'm noticing again myself, like, speaking it out loud. Like, I'll have a memory and I'm like, oh damn, and my dogs are literally like, what's wrong? It's alright, just a cringe moment. But in those moments, like, I laugh at myself. If anyone heard me, like, they think I'm crazy, and that's fine. I am crazy. I'm not normal. And one person can define what normal is, because everyone has a different definition for it. Then there's not one such normalcy. There is no normal. There's no normal. But the cringe moments, when they come in after I have that out loud moment, my dogs are looking at me and I'm like, okay, obviously that triggered me in such a point where I had to speak it out loud. So what did this show me? And if I have to relive it, because your brain doesn't know any better, right? Your brain doesn't know whether it is a memory or it's actually happening to you. Like, when your brain relives something, it's like it's reliving it again for the first time. So, the body knows, and the mind knows, and the heart knows. We just gotta get out of our own way. So, take it easy on yourselves, stay in gratitude, love and light, and namaste. Be kind, be kind, be kind to yourself above all, and let that just radiate out to others. And take it easy. Bye.